there's that saying that keeps coming up all the time, and we can make it just simple. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to do better.
I have to keep changing this. Sorry, gotta change it.
Okay, go ahead, change it. She's going to change it. Go
You
change.
know better does not mean you are going to do better.
But watch.
How many of us know people
That's true.
who know better,
That's true.
who simply refuse
Well, that's another
to
point.
do better?
That's another
They are
point.
rebellious,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
they are just blinded, or they are in defense mode, or in denial.
That's true.
They know better.
That's true.
But they simply do not. And did you not? Are you not that same person? Am I not that person? I've known better.
That's true.
I've known better and not done better. So I love your saying.
That's true.
When you know better, you do better. I just want to tweak it a little bit. And I want to say, when you know better, you can do better.
That is very
When
true.
you know better, now you can do better. You don't have to, but you can. Because you know better.
That's right.
You have the
That's right.
opportunity
That's
now
right.
that
That's
you
right.
didn't have before.
Because, just to bring a little small point, I remember saying something to some young lady. And I says, well, when you eat that or that particular thing, it's really running havoc on your body. And this is what's giving you whatever that was. And the statement she made, and this goes right along with what you just said.
Yeah.
She says, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine giving that up.
Yeah.
I couldn't live without that.
Yeah.
This is the killer that she's eating.
But
she can't live without it.
We can all relate to that. There are things
Exactly,
we may
that
not
we
be
just
as
need-
honest as she was, though, because she came right out
She
and
was-
said, "I
that's
can't
right.
live without it." We might be like, "Oh yeah, that's true," and then we still
However,
don't live
yeah.
without it. we just kind of, "Oh yeah, you're right, yeah," and then we still kind of do it anyway. But yeah, when you know better, you can do better.
You can do better.
You can.
I like that better.
You have the opportunity.
I'm changing it.
Well,
when you know better, you can do better.
Right.
I like that much better.
Yeah. Or you cannot too. Like that's your
Well, that's
option.
true too.
And again, this is from the highest on down, from God on down.
Yeah.
You have a choice. You have free
That's it.
will. I'm telling you what would be best for you as your creator.
That's right.
And you can either do it
Or not.
or not. And you can reap the benefit or the negative consequence. It's up to you. And that's the freedom we were given. And that's the freedom that you're still given. That's what we're giving you to think about. When you know better, you can do better. You have the freedom to do better.
Yeah. That is so true.
So that's the first call. Then we have to speak to medical people, whether it be doctors, nurses, nutritionists, coaches, whoever has to do with
wellness or whatever.
Yeah, dietitians or whatever who are in your health and wellness field, right? You have something to ask yourself as well. Like, what do you truly know and believe about diabetes 2025? I'm not talking about 20 years ago when you could say, oh, I didn't know. Can you really say that anymore?
No.
With all the research that has come out, with all the research that continues to come out, with all the anecdotal, millions anecdotal.
Yes.
And now, the medical field doesn't really appreciate anecdotal, right? It goes with, give me the research, give me the double-blind study, give me the stats, give me. And I appreciate it. But if tens of millions of people are saying, hey, when I get 20 minutes of sun a day, I feel like a whole new person. My energy level is through the roof. Tens of millions of people say that. And then you got some medical field saying, well, there's no research that proves that when you're in the sun, it will give you energy. Okay, maybe there isn't any research that proves it, but tens of millions of people are telling you.
They're experiencing it.
You can't ignore that. And so because they can be sued, because they have to cover their assets, because they have these other ulterior motives, they can't accept that anecdotal evidence. But we as common sense people, we can accept the anecdotal evidence, right? So diabetes is not what they said that it was 50 years ago. It is an insulin issue. It's an issue with, our blood sugar not being balanced properly, and insulin problem. Yes. But saying you have to be on medicine the rest of your life, saying that you're never going to be able to be cured, saying that it's not reversible, none of that is true. You've probably heard about intermittent fasting. You've maybe even tried it. Maybe it didn't work out for you. Maybe you didn't get great results. Or maybe you just need a reset. But either way, we've got this free intermittent fasting guide for you. It's got lots of colorful pictures and lots of information with a 2-week plan to get you started intermittent fasting and enjoying the amazing benefits. So check the link below if you're watching YouTube, and if you're on the podcast, check the show notes. Get that link.
And it's easier than you think.
Yeah, so go get it. It's not true. Now, there might be a few cases out there where people got issues going on. Please, let's put those to the side. Okay? Because there is such thing as too little, too late. There is such thing as that. Like, we go so far with something that it creates all these domino effects and creates other damage, and and we can't just unravel it. There's such thing as that. But for the most part, diabetes is extremely, extremely forgiving when caught in the right window of time.
Yep.
Which is a pretty big window.
That's right. And I call it a processed food disease. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The food we eat is so incredibly wrong.
Yes.
It's so wrong in so many ways.
That's true.
That it keeps you in a diabetic, whatever that is.
And there's enough research now. We're not just saying this anecdotally anymore. Anecdotal is not any.
No.
There's tons more anecdotal, but statistics, actual studies, so many of them. You can actually probably just Google at this point and see study after study helping us understand the reversibility of diabetes, and actually how it's not as difficult as you might think.
At all.
Right? I mean, it's more difficult emotionally and willpower way, but not physically.
Yeah. But like you, again, when you know better, you can do better. It's the knowing.
Yeah.
They're telling you, okay, diabetes, okay, sugar.
So you had diabetes, and they told you had to take metformin,
and then I went to the insulin. I did it all. Okay. They say it's a sugar thing.
Sugar diabetes.
But guess what?
Sugar diabetes.
That's right. And then they say starch also makes sugar. So you know all that. So what does that tell you? Oh, maybe I have to do less sugar and less starch.
Yeah, but you thought it was sugar, like the sugar on the table. Like, oh, well, I just won't eat Twinkies. And you thought that was going to solve your problem. Meanwhile, pasta's eating you alive.
Because
unhealthy pasta.
There's the key.